The Wheel is coming to WNEP.
Proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, Chief Meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Joe Zone on sports. This is the Newswatch 16 update.
There are changes coming for a popular beach in our area. The owners of Sandy Bottom Beach at Harveys Lake are retiring. But as Newswatch 16's Mark Davis reports, steps are being taken to preserve the natural beauty of the beach.
Jim McCaffrey has walked this beach countless times over the last 31 years. Old Sandy Bottom Beach has been in his family since his dad developed it from a swamp in the 1950s. But now Jim is retiring and selling the beach. But he didn't want to sell the beach to just anyone. His fear was it would be turned into a development, losing its natural beauty. But now that won't happen. A group of homeowners are buying the beach, forming an association, and hope to continue its operation.
But it will be preserved as a beach, and this was one of our desires after operating it all these years. I would hate to see it go for homes.
Jim says there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in the beach, and he cares about what happens to it even after he sells.
We're kind of funny people, maybe. The lake's been good to us. We would like to be good to it. We love this business. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been in it. And if at all possible, after we leave, we would like to see it stay here as it is.
After being in business here for 31 summers, Jim McCaffrey and his family is looking forward to next summer, because next summer they come back for pleasure rather than for business. Mark Davis, Newswatch 16, Harveys Lake.
Still ahead, making sure all's well with the water.
Plus, a little later, we'll tell you what Wilkes-Barre and the Victory Tour have in common. We'll set the stage for that story as the update continues.
Hi, I'm Chad Booth.
I'm Jane Adonisio.
Join us during the Olympics at our new time, 5:30.
We've got some medal-winning stories for you.
They don't call these women leapin' ladies for nothing. Now, tomorrow on PM Magazine, we'll meet the skydivers who hope to be the first all-female team to win the national championships.
And we'll witness a historic flight from Michigan across the Great Lakes to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The thing is, this flight is in a model airplane.
Be sure to join us at our new time during the Olympics, 5:30.
Right here on Channel 16.
There are signs of a summer economic upswing tonight. The New York Stock Exchange has had its heaviest trading day of its history, and a huge rally over 31 points was also the biggest since November of '82. Experts think it's the start of a business surge after some big banks said that they were lowering their interest rates charged to other banks. That set off a stock buying frenzy. For the last half hour of trading today, it finally totaled 173 million shares, shattering in a big way the volume record hit last January.
A boost for the employment picture in one part of Luzerne County should be coming later this month or early September. The Jamesway department store chain is going to set up shop here at the old King's department store at the Luzerne Shopping Center, and it'll be hiring workers soon. Crews are fixing up and expanding the now vacant building. It's been empty since the King's store moved out last year. Next, Michael Jackson and Wilkes-Barre. You'll get the connection.
Plus, meteorologist Tom Clark will be telling us whether the clouds will ever move out of here. Tom, how about it?
It's been awful. What we need is some fresh air.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll be right back to find out if any is coming. Stay tuned.
To see Michael Jackson perform, you'd think he owns the stage. Not so, says Newswatch 16's Dan Fiorucci. A Luzerne County man sets the stage for the Jacksons' Victory Tour.
He is known for his flashy performances and his impressive stage shows. But did you know that some of the people who helped make Michael Jackson's stage shows work come from Wilkes-Barre?
We are by far the biggest, that's true.
James Evans is head of Mountain Productions.
I'd say last year about 90% of the staging that was done outdoors, we did it.
Evans and 47 other people work out of this warehouse in Wilkes-Barre, designing and building stages for all sorts of rock groups, and the workload is hectic.
I have designed and built more things than any other architect in his lifetime, probably.
And done it faster.
And done it faster.
Yes, he is more capable of doing something like this than we are.
But Mountain Production Company staff members say that of all the sets they've put together, Michael Jackson's stage with 10,000 individual pieces has been the toughest project yet.
It's a logistical nightmare.
I mean, it's 15 tractor trailers of staging.
It's the largest production that has ever been moved from one city to another city.
And so the next time you see a performance by Michael Jackson or some other major rock star, you can remember that the stage for his performance probably came from this warehouse in Wilkes-Barre. Dan Fiorucci, Newswatch 16, Luzerne County.
And this word just into Newswatch 16. State police at Milton are investigating a possible chemical leak off of Interstate 80. Apparently a car hit a tanker just off the Danville exit of Interstate 80 on Route 54. That's near exit 33. And this car, or this tanker we should say, was carrying tetrahydrofuran, a flammable chemical that could cause dizziness. No other information is known at this time. And now, I guess it's time for us to go out to the backyard and find out what Tom Clark knows.
Well, I know this. You don't have to go to a fancy health spa to get a steam bath. You just come on outside to my backyard and you got one going now. It is very muggy outside tonight. The rain has stopped temporarily, but the sky overhead is still cloudy. Look at those numbers for this late hour. 71 degrees now. The humidity up through the roof at 90%. The wind is calm, and the barometer is now falling just a bit. The high temperature yesterday was 85, the low 70, the record high 95 degrees, set back in the infamous heat wave of 1955. A shot there of a Spruce Street in downtown Scranton this evening. Not too much traffic there. Let me show you some rainfall amounts from the past 24 hours here in my backyard from the rain gauge. 66 hundredths has fallen, about 2/3 of an inch. Normal for the month of August here in Avoca is about, well, almost 3.5 inches. But it's much different out in Los Angeles. The track and field events coming up next week. I would not expect much in the way of rain out that way, because average rainfall in Los Angeles for the month of August, only 4/100ths of an inch. So it should be dry for the event. How about the Sky-One radars coming up next? Well, the satellite picture, take a look at this, just in, an hour old. Look at all these clouds still in the east. Just no push of air from the west and out of Canada. This is going to lurk over the state for the next few days. A lot of clouds, a lot of showers, a lot of very heavy rain down to the south. In Georgia, there's some flash flooding that's been going on down that way. And look at this, we're not alone. Take a look out in South Dakota, heavy thunderstorms out that way. As much as 4 inches of rain in an hour and a half in parts of South Dakota. Look at those heavy storms out that way. But there is cool, clean air up in Canada. I don't think it's going to get here, folks, so just hang in there and go shopping. That's a good way to beat the heat. But we're going to be in the clouds for the next few days as I see it now. Okay, coming up next we have the forecast, and for the AM rush hour, soupy, kind of a soupy start. Very murky, a lot of fog and haze. Maybe even a shower or two. Susquehanna only 69. These temperatures only 2 or 3 degrees lower than where they are now. Center Moreland, Wyoming County 68. Berwick about 70. Mahanoy City 67. Out there in Cowan 69. And also up in Loyalsock about 68 for the low. Now for tomorrow, a stagnant situation. More stale air, okay? Very humid, very muggy. Again, the chance of showers and thunder showers around in the afternoon. Temperatures a little bit lower than what they were on Thursday because of the wet ground. 82 in Pittston, Mount Pocono 79, Tamaqua 84, Danville, Jersey Shore in the low to middle 80s tomorrow. Not much wind, no higher than 10 miles per hour. Your sunrise and sunset looks like this for a Friday, 6:01 a.m. Sun goes down tomorrow at 8:20 if you're keeping track. Okay, fog around tonight, showers around again tomorrow. Very close, very humid. It'll feel like you're in a tropical jungle tomorrow. 82. Look at Saturday now, partly sunny skies, a little bit brighter. Again, the chance of a shower on Saturday, 82. Sunday looks a little bit better, a little bit drier. Fair weather, I'm calling for now, 84 for the high, and continued warm into Monday. but a very murky, a very muggy day again tomorrow. And Karen and Nolan, it'll be the kind of day where if you're swimming, well, if you're outside of the pool, it won't feel much different than if you're inside the pool. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's find a pool we can go to, Tom.
Yeah,
you know anybody who has one?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
I do.
You know, I've got some ideas in that direction, too.
Yeah.
I think the whole gang should just take off work and find somebody with a pool and then just go over there and have a good time.
Hey, that sounds like a great idea.
Okay.
Okay, we'll
all
do
work
it.
on
At the
that.
pool tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll do it.
Okay. Well, it was a great day for the kids at the Farmers Market in Wilkes-Barre. Kids of all ages were treated to all kinds of events, including a visit from the Phillie Phanatic. It's all part of a campaign to attract people to downtown Wilkes-Barre to sample the fresh produce being offered for sale by area farmers.
Coming up, what a Pocono racer, popcorn, and a movie star have in common.
Plus, Joe Zone wraps up another successful day for the U.S. Olympians and the ups and down chase in the NL East. The 16 Sports Green is next.
Video won't kill the jocks from KRZ, but it could make you a star.
All you got to do is enter the PM Magazine KRZ Rock Video Contest. Simple. Fill out a card with a song you think that we ought to make to a rock video and tell us why.
Be a star with PM Magazine and KRZ.
It's been more than 60 years since he wrote it, but soon a long-lost novel by D.H. Lawrence will be on the bookstore shelves. It's called Mr. Noon. It's unfinished, but it's autobiographical enough to shed some new light on the English author's tempestuous love affairs. Mr. Noon describes Lawrence's youth, and its characters are closely modeled after people he knew. That's one reason scholars think Lawrence, who also penned Lady Chatterley's Lover, never published it during his lifetime. That, and because some thought it was too sexually explicit. Mr. Noon will be published next month by Cambridge University Press.
Cambridge University Press. My goodness.
Yeah.
Give us a book report on it later.
Okay.
What do you think, Joe? In favor of that?
Yes.
Yeah.
How about the Olympic stuff? Great
Why don't
so
we do
far?
it? Yeah. Excellent. Excellent.
Can't beat it.
It's been good. Let's take a look at what happened today and tonight. And tomorrow, by the way, will be a big day for Abigail Peck, local girl trying to make it with the Olympic rowing team and perhaps a medal tomorrow. But today, a big day in women's basketball and in swimming and in wrestling. So let's take a look at some of the highlights that we have going into today's action. As I said, women's basketball today. Swimming, a disappointing win for the men, at least finishing second in the individual action today in gymnastics. So we'll go to the scoreboards first because the baseball stories continue to be big stuff. Let's check what happened first in the National League first. Phillies and St. Louis, okay? Final score in that game, Phillies won it final 3-2 over St. Louis. Pittsburgh beat the Mets 6-4. That's 7 straight for the Mets, and that's called the Big Apple job, folks. Choke City. Chicago over Montreal 3-2. San Francisco over Cincinnati 5-2. And in the American League, the Yankees beat Milwaukee 6-4. Detroit over Cleveland 2-1. The Yankees, by the way, at 500 for the first time since the first week of April. California over Minnesota 3-0, and that's in the third. Let's check now the highlights of the basketball action. As I said, at the Olympics today, the women's basketball team with a great job. They won 84-47. Cheryl Miller had 16 points. Third win for the U.S. women's team. They're the only unbeaten team, and they will play China next. Look at Cheryl Miller go to work right here. The big power move inside. As I said, she led the U.S. women's team.
U.S. over Korea.
In boxing, big day also for Mildred Taylor out of Philadelphia. The featherweight here, he came out fast in the first round. He beat the Romanian, and he is on his way. All the American boxers today did well. All won their matches, and all will move along. And check out some of the action in water polo. That's right, the American team doing quite well. They beat Brazil 10-4. They play Spain next, and it looks like the American water polo team will also be headed for a gold medal. Very emotional event coming up. You'll see the Roman Greco wrestling. Young man is Jeff Blatnick in the red from Schenectady, New York, suffering from Hodgkin's disease. I'm told his parents are from right here in Scranton. He beat his Swedish opponent only the second ever gold medal for an American on the U.S. team. Look at that terrific action there. Now, also, let's check some of the gymnastics also tonight. This was Japan's night, really. Koichi Gushigen of Japan on the horizontal bar got off to a big start. He scored a 9.95 right here. Now remember, this is the individual competition. 9.95 on this routine. That got him going. A big battle between him and Peter Vidmar. And then he came out and got a 9.90 on the floor routine. That wrapped up the Olympic gold medal in men's gymnastics for the individual honors. Peter Vidmar, the first American ever to win a medal. He came up with a 9.90 on parallel, and he won the silver medal. There's Vidmar. So that was the action today, and more action tomorrow. It starts in the morning. Big come-from-behind win for the Cubs, as I said this afternoon. The Phillies knew going in that they had to win just to stay 4 back. Check the highlights of that game. They did it tonight. Ground ball right here. Shane Rawley scores. This is the Cub game, okay? Cubs and Expos. Take a look at this one. Andre Dawson, home run. That ties it up. That makes it 1. Make that 2-1. The Expos go on top. But Keith Moreland followed with a home run. That made it 2-2. The Cubs go on to beat the Expos 3-2. Now, let's check some highlights from that Phillies game. Big win for them tonight. Shane Rawley doing the job on the mound. Base hit right here. Shane Rawley scores. That makes it 1-0. Then Von Hayes forces Gross. Juan Samuel scores, and that makes it 2-0. Matuszek follow with a single later on, 3-0, 3-2. The final score, the Phillies keep pace with the Cubs, and they pick up some ground on the Mets. 3-2 the final score. Pocono Downs tonight, 4th race, big triple. Take a look at number 6. Marshall Napoleon, the 4th big triple, was 8-1-9. It paid $104.70. Daily double 3-8, $102.70. Those are the numbers at Pocono Downs.
Okay, and we'll be going back to the Olympics real soon.
Yes, 12:30.
All right, very good. Joe, thank you.
Whoops, there's the fish.
Oh, the fish. Hi, fish. Okay, tell us, Joe.
Sorry, I didn't mean to forget the fish.
My goodness.
8:30 tomorrow.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Still ahead. Look out, Orville. Here comes Paul.
But first, a look at tonight's winning daily lottery number, 117. We'll be right back.
In the beginning, there was Skycam. It was good. Now, there is Skycam 2, the most sophisticated television news helicopter in the air. And only Newswatch 16 has it. It flies faster and into places never before possible. WNEP TV is proud to serve all of northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Now with Skycam 2. Look for it over your neighborhood.
Finally tonight, when it comes to pop music, some of the big names are Michael Jackson, Paul McCartney, and Elton John.
But, and sorry if this sounds a bit corny, but when it comes to popcorn music, well, Julie Eckert reports that the big name is Paul Newman.
Popcorn makes you smile when you are suffering dyspepsia, and it will goose your appetite when you have anorexia.
One of the few songs you will ever hear about popcorn, especially being sung by Paul Newman.
The good news is that Newman's Own contains an aphrodisiac.
Why, you ask? Well, Paul Newman was presenting to the public his newest food product, Newman's Own old-style picture show popcorn.
I'm an addict. I am a popcorn addict.
If you go to the movies here in Westport with Paul, he'll walk in with a big, brown, greasy bag full of popcorn. He's popped it home.
Newman spent a year searching the nation for the perfect popcorn. He says he's found it, and now he's going to sell it. It's already on display in markets near Newman's home.
It's a great idea, and I love to see his picture on it.
But the profits from the popcorn will be added to the profits from Newman's salad dressing and his homemade spaghetti sauce, which are being donated to charity. He and his partner have already given away $2.5 million.
Why did you decide to give all of your profits to charity?
Why not? I don't need it.
The money goes to all sorts of causes, the local library, cancer research, and often it goes to help children with medical problems.
And now to tell you with candor and with clarity that you should buy a lot because our profits go to charity.
Julie Eckert, ABC News.
I could put up with that singing as long as it goes to a good cause, right?
That's right, Karen. Thank you, and that is our update report for tonight.
For the Olympics coming up in Los Angeles, stay tuned.
And for the first news of the new day, tune in at 6:30 tomorrow morning. For the team, good night.
Good night.